Hi everyone, I'm Veronica, and I am filming in the small town of Fredericksburg, Texas today. That is the library behind me. Today we're going to be talking about how to attract communication from a specific person, how to get a text message, what are some foolproof ways that you can do this, what are some techniques that actually work. They've been proven, simple, basic. Even a beginner can be successful at this. So say you've been waiting to hear from a specific person. This can even be someone who's currently ghosting you. And you want to hear from this person like right now. So what is something that is within your power to do in order to hear from them? Because maybe you've sent a lot of text messages before and they have gone unanswered. How do you turn this situation around? Wow, the wind is picking up. Well, let's just jump right into this. But before we do, if you like this video, do subscribe. If you'd like to work with me one-on-one to attract that text message or to attract miracles in your life, studywithveronica.com or veronicaisles.com is the place to go. Okay, so I know a lot about attracting text messages. I also know what it feels like to be waiting to hear from someone and having that message seemingly never arrive. I used to be someone who struggled with getting a specific person to pay attention to me. At this time, I just desperately wanted lots of attention from the person who I had my eye on. I wanted them to care about me, to care about what I was doing, to ask me questions, to want to learn more about me, to share with me. I wanted them to share music with me. Just things like that. And I used to try to construct the perfect text message in hopes of attracting this person that way. That never worked. It always just was met with constant failure, sometimes rejection, but usually it would just go unanswered, so this person just would not respond. And that feels awful. But one of the first things to do to change your situation, to turn it around, is to actually stop feeling awful. The law of attraction and manifesting is all about putting yourself in the end result, the end state of energy. So if you were receiving a ton of text messages from this person, you would not feel awful, you would not feel bad, you would not feel anxious. You would instead feel satisfied. You would feel hopeful. If you have heard from this person a lot before in the past, maybe there was a time when they were texting you, you can draw upon that for inspiration. If you don't have any reference point, maybe this is someone new in your life that has never really given you the time of day, you can at least try to embody the energy of what it would be like if this person was texting you a lot, sharing with you a lot, communicating with you a lot. What would this be like? And maybe right now you are telling me, you know what, Veronica, I don't know what that feels like. And maybe you're telling me it's too hard to try to conjure up that feeling. Okay, I understand. What I would say to that is at least you know what it doesn't feel like. You know that it doesn't feel bad inside. You know that it doesn't feel sorrowful. You know that it doesn't feel yucky, or you know that it doesn't feel like you are in a state of despair or a state of hopelessness. So I would say that if you are unable to conjure those positive feelings of abundance, at least let's take out the bad feelings, or let's hit the pause button for at least an hour, and let's just stop reinforcing this energy of what it feels like to not have the text messages, or to not have, or to be ghosted. Because we know what that feels like, because it's probably what you're experiencing right now. So we know that that feels bad. So we just kind of want to refrain from reinforcing that. Like, just because that's what you're experiencing right now, your emotions do not have to match that state. Your emotions do not have to match what is currently in your physical reality. If you badly want to change your situation, if you badly want to turn around and have this person suddenly text you. And again, I talk from personal experience. I've turned around situations. It's not like I suddenly attracted a new person that then paid me a lot of attention. I actually turned around situations with people who were rejecting me, who were not giving me the time of day, who didn't want to be around me. And then I turned it completely around to the point where they wanted nothing to do than to be around me, to know what I was up to the point of me actually rejecting a lot of these people because I realized at that point that I actually didn't want them. But it feels good to be in control and to make that choice. You might say, well, if my specific person was doing this, I would absolutely want this and I would never let it go. And maybe that's the case. But again, you should be able to choose that for yourself. Okay, so one of the first things we're going to do to start turning your situation around in terms of communication, texting, is we're going to stop reinforcing what it feels like to not get the texts or to be blocked or to be ignored. So it's like we just go neutral. We go into a neutral state. Now, another really important thing that you can do that's going to get you those super fast results that I know you want, I know that's why you're watching the video right now, is that you can imagine in full detail and full glory what you want this person to say to you. Don't be afraid to imagine it for fear that you're going to end up feeling let down when it doesn't happen. Instead, just imagine it anyway. Imagine that this person is capable of saying the highest and the best instead of thinking you have to imagine something that is in line with the limitations of the current moment. So we want to stop thinking in terms of lack and limitations. And right now your current moment is probably filled with lack and limitations. Again, that's why you're watching this video. So we don't want to base what we think the text message could be on the current odds of the situation. I know that our minds like to figure out and analyze what the odds are. Like, what are the odds that my specific person is actually going to say this, actually going to invite me somewhere, actually going to change their mind about blocking me, about rejecting me. We want to stop thinking in terms of odds. The wind is picking up again. And instead think in terms of the highest and the best without any limitations. None. Throw it all out. So we want to imagine that the odds are always in your favor, because they are. Life is rigged in your favor if you allow it to be. Life is going to constantly respond to whatever you feed it. Now, you might be saying to me right now, well, I've wanted things before in the past really, really badly, and they didn't come true. So if life is responding to me, then why didn't those things become true? Well, because life is going to always respond to what you are, not what you want. So if you want this text message, become the person who embodies the state of having your specific person be all over you, to the point where you could potentially reject them because they are bugging you so much. Like, what would it feel like to have your specific person practically harass you right now? I know that's what a lot of you want. Personally, I don't want anyone to give me that much attention. But at one point in my life, maybe I did, because I had never had attention, like proper attention before. So I kind of just wanted a ton of attention to know what it felt like. Now I've passed the point where I know I can get attention from anyone, so I don't actually seek it any longer. But again, it's your personal preference, it's your personal choice. But the two important takeaways from this video: number one, stop reinforcing the energetic state of what it feels like not to have it. And number two, don't be afraid to imagine the highest and the best, not what you think the odds are, not what you think the current limitations are, but what you actually want. Like, you have to imagine that. If you don't, it can never happen. So you have to. What have you got to lose? I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, work with me one-on-one, studywithveronica.com, or get my coaching at veronicaisles.com. Thank you to Fredericksburg, Texas, and have a great day.